Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How everyone?
Hello.
Who else we have here today?
Hi, Leticia.
Hi, Sita. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Well, everyone, I wanted to tell you that Sita is the new volunteer for IterateUX, which is the it's the Discord moderator. So thank you for your job, for your work. I'm super excited. Yeah.
If you have any concern or you have anything to complain about, just contact Sita.
Sure. So anything regarding portfolios, the meetups for Discord, let me know. Share me a message or a tweet.
Cool. Okay, I think there a name, like a weird name in the room, which I wanted to make sure this is not going to happen any problem soon. It's not here. Well, it is not here anymore, so that's good. And okay, I think we can start. I wanted to see if who is new here today, to see to know each other a little bit.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself and say, hey, hello. Nobody?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yay.
Sharon.
Oh, good. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi. I'm Sharon. I'm happy to join here today. Yeah.
Where are you from? What are you doing?
Sure. I am the UX and UI designer in Vancouver.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And here today, I think I'll be one of the people who's going to give a presentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good. You have experience in UX, and what is your level in UX?
I think it's junior.
Okay.
And like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know. Welcome, Sharon.
Yeah.
Nice to
you.
have you here. What else we have? Who else?
We are 27 people in the room, so I think we can start now because we have many things to do today. Well, welcome everyone. Another Wednesday. We meet every Wednesday at 7:30 for the new people. So same place, same time, same day, forever and ever. We are IterateUX. Can you see my screen, by the way, Leticia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we are IterateUX. We are a community of UX, UI designers, product designers, any kind of designer. And our idea is to provide a space where you can practice design, you can do like hand-on things, you can kind of practice before you go in for interviews or before you are going for many people here for your first job. And the idea is to do some practical sessions and do some things in the community. We have our Discord channels. I will post the link now. Oh, I don't have the link. Maybe Leticia, you can look for the Discord link. It's here, and we have and we have a meetup group too, where we are posting all our meetups. We have different kind of programs. We have these weekly meetings that we meet every Wednesday, and inside the weekly meetings we have some different kind of meetups. Sometimes can be a speaker, sometimes it can be something in the career development. It can be resume review, portfolio review. We have design challenges from time to time. It's kind of a it can be a couple of days or 1 week working on a design problem. So if you are looking to expand your portfolio, have a nice portfolio piece, this is the place to be. Actually, we have some people that they have found a job thanks to one of the design challenges case studies they wrote based on the design challenges. So it's a very good thing to do. So today we are going to do a new kind of meeting we haven't had before, but I hope it's going to be okay. So please, if you have maybe any mistake, please bear with us. Next Wednesday we will have a meeting for resume review. So we will have a speaker. She's a career coach, and she will take 2 of resumes. You have to go to Meetup and see our meeting there. So you can submit your resume, and she will talk about how to make a good resume, how to stand out from other candidates. And she will take 2 of those resumes. She will choose one of those 2 and make a live review of them on the session. So it will be very interesting for everyone to that are looking for a job and we want to do something different and get a job. So next week, same time, resume review. So before we go to the portfolio presentation, for the people that have no idea what it is, every time you are looking for a job, you will have different stages in the interview process. And one of those stages, most likely they will ask you to present your portfolio. So one thing is to have your portfolio all shiny there on the web, but the other second part is you need to be able to speak, choose one case study, the case study that it really like match the work you are applying for, and then talk about that. What did you do and all that. This is a very difficult thing to do because normally it's a very short time. Like today we had been with maybe 10 minutes to present your case study, and you have to condense all your story in 10 minutes. So be under pressure in an interview is a very difficult thing to manage. So we are opening this space for you to practice, to go to manage that adrenaline for when you are applying for a job and really present your portfolio in a good way. So what is the objective of this interview? They can see your portfolio, they know your story, probably they will take a look at your portfolio before. So the idea is not to know precisely what did you do. The idea is for them to see if you can articulate your ideas, if you can explain your process and all the concepts you are applying there in a clear and concise style. This is not 1 hour session speaker and you are going to give a lecture. It's something very short and you have to be able to highlight the most important part of your job in that interview. So what is the key information you have to really think of saying in those 10 minutes? First, you start with your context. So were you working in a team? You were alone, just a UX designer? What was your role? Maybe it was only research, maybe it was only UI. Did you work for a client, etc. So first, the context, then you have to focus on the design decisions you took where you were working on that. So how you translated the business or the user need or user needs into your design. This is not about telling them what is a design process. They are designers. They don't need to know what is a user research, what is a customer journey. They don't need to do that, to know that. They need to know why did you do that in your work. And the other thing they want to know is your way of thinking. Why you did what you did during the project. Okay, so it's all about giving back up your design decisions. So what do you need to focus on is which parts are necessary for comprehension. Normally it will be like a long case study, but you have to pick the things that it will help you to tell your story. Choose in that case study which part is the most powerful. What did you do? The best thing in this project? What was the key decision you took? What was the most important for the client? What made a difference in the product you are designing? And other thing is, if you have a case study that is matching the job, kind of the job you are applying for, which part can help you to get that job? So try to look for the case study that is closer to the things you are applying for. So telling about your case study it has to be very much with storytelling. So storytelling, you have to think of this like as a movie. You know, you have to start giving the context, then you say the story, the problems you had, and then you had to say, yeah, you know, I was the hero and I solved this problem. Okay. So taking into account this, you will start with saying your role and your team, as I said before. Then very briefly, the main challenge, just to give some context, what was the problem and what you are looking to resolve? So how might we, blah, 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 for example. Then your process, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many steps you took. And again, don't explain like, okay, user research. I did user research because blah, blah. No, just very briefly, just to have like the big picture. So we are introducing the character on the scene. Just the big picture, this is the challenge. Then you can mention your UX methods and user insights. So for example, if you have car sorting, why did you do car sorting? Just because it's the thing to do in UX, or it helped you to realize something? Okay, so everything you did in your case study, it has to be a reason why you did it. For example, if you didn't do research, you didn't have time to do research, or you didn't have access to the users. Maybe the users are scientists in NASA. So, okay, you can't have interviews. So why you didn't do it, and why you did something else instead of the research? Okay, so whatever you did, mention why you did it. Then you show your solutions, and very important, say what are the pros and cons of your solution. So, okay, I did this, and I will maybe in the future I will want to iterate this and do something else because I thought this is very important for the users. Okay, so your solution is not perfect. It has always something to be improved. This is the most important thing. Elaborate on one major design decision. For example, I was going to this with this design, and then after user testing, I realized that it was not good, and I changed this screen for some other method, other search method. I added something else, but why? So try to connect that with the user, and that made a big change in the product. And then showcase the results. Then you can show nice screens and all the things. Okay, so all this in 10 minutes. So really focus. Don't go to the forest and just tell every single detail. They are designers. They don't need to know. They don't need to learn design. You have to showcase your study just to show like you were the hero and you solved the problem. Okay. Okay, this was a very short introduction. If you want to read more, there's a lot of things on internet, so keep practicing. And now let's start. I want to hear the hero stories here. So I look on the people selected today, and I want to check if everyone is here first. First is Jenny. Jenny, are you there? Jenny
Yes,
Lee.
I am here.
Okay, the second it will be Cecilia. Cecilia, are you there? Cecilia Mead?
Yes, hello.
Okay, hello. And the
Hi.
third one, it will be Sharon.
Here.
Yeah, you're there. Okay, great. So let's try this first. We will start with Jenny. And I will look Jenny here. I need to give you co-host. Yeah, Jenny and make co-host. So Jenny, maybe accept the co-host and see if we can, if you can share your screen. Yeah, Jenny, you are there. Okay, so you have 10 minutes to present your case study. I will start the timer. I'm going to tell you when you are halfway there and when you have maybe 2 minutes left. Okay, so you can
great.
wrap up your story.
Thank
Okay,
you.
starting now.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jenny, and I am a UX designer. This is my portfolio, and today we're going to be going over Literacy Expanded case study.
Okay, Jenny, so what case study you are going to present us?
So this is a case study that I worked with Literacy Expanded, which is the client. on improving business traffic while bringing more awareness to the dyslexia community. All right. And here, just a quick background. I worked on this redesigned website with 2 other UX designers with a client, Literacy Expanded, and they aim to provide resources for parents with children with dyslexia and to expand their business to other educators. So the current business problem is that the client is limited with funds, but they want to build an impactful website. Whereas the problem for the users was that there are insufficient resources about dyslexia, and schools aren't really talking about it or taking actions to help the students who are diagnosed with dyslexia. All right. And then here's the business impact and cost. So after consulting with the client, I kind of decided that we should propose the client with 3 different business solutions. So by using a 2x2 matrix, here we can see that the solution we decided with was to redesign the website since the client was already using a website to host their the website platform. All right. And then here, during the user research, we conducted an SEO analysis of the client's website. And we found that the bounce back rate was low due to the lack of resources and call to action provided to the users. So in the end, the users would spend less than 10 seconds exploring the page and they would end up leaving. All right. And then for continuing with the user research, I was able to conduct 3 user interviews and usability tests. And here are some insights that I found. That there aren't a lot of resources online for the users, especially on Literacy Expanded. And this kind of like differentiate where they can offer at-home support as a business. Another insight I found was that because school teachers do not know how to recognize and accommodate for dyslexia, we felt that Literacy Expanded would have a strong background and knowledge, especially by experience in providing guidance on how to navigate, collaborate with the school system. And the last insight I found was that this can also get very overwhelming for the parents, so they would need sufficient support. So this is created to let the client know that there is a market for the service that they want to provide. And when we design, we want to try to design a way where the client can address each need. All right, and here we further synthesize our user research by building a fitting map that could help us understand the interview participants' concerns, wants, and needs. And then we further synthesized that and created a user persona to develop generally to a general person to represent our respondents and target users based on the survey respondents and interviewees. And then this also has this also has all the needs and frustrations stated, such as difficulty finding resources, collaborating with the public education in order to support the child, and emotional support. So here we can see that Monica is in a place where she's just discovered that her daughter is dyslexic and she's feeling lost and alone because of that stigma. All right, and then here we can see Monica's journey starts with her discovering that her daughter is dyslexic, and she looks into the schools for help. And then she also seeks out outside tutoring because school isn't enough. She also sees her daughter that her daughter has just drastically improved after tutoring, but then she wants to supplement it more outside of the sessions. So our design wants to meet the parents at their dips. So the red dots, for example, that's where we want to focus on. So when they are looking for guidance after the big evaluation, when the school doesn't support them to the extent that they need, and when they want to look for external support and resources. Okay. And the solution that we found was that by developing an informative website, this will help parents gain access to valuable and professional resources. So with that in mind, we came to designs and iterations. So here are the iterated sketches, low fidelity sketches that we felt would build a solution for the users and adding features such as resources, blogs, getting involved, and call to actions. All right, and then here is the mid-fidelity wireframe that encompass call to actions when the user first arrives to the landing page. And already you can see that there are a few key pointers that the users are in the right place when they are on the Literacy Expanded website. All right, and then the About Us page would include core values and its mission statement in order to increase credibility and by sharing the founder's story. For that, we focus on empathy design. And then here, we kind of highlighted the two's qualifications in order to bring in user trust. All right, and then, so it was very important for us to showcase the colors chosen, the color palette, especially with the client's help. We wanted cool and muted colors to build a safe and calming space, while as adding a pop of yellow for a welcoming and positive space. And typography was also an important factor because dyslexia can be genetically inherited. So if the children are dyslexic, then it's more than likely that the parents are also dyslexic. So we provided fonts that would consist of heavier letter drops, such as the small case P and G, and several inclined shapes, such as the small case letter D and T. Right, and then lastly, here is the high fidelity prototype. Here you can see there are several call to actions and testimonials to build that relationship and trust with the user and the client. And then the About Me page, it's the empathy design that would bring in core values, mission statement, and the founder's story. And here we also wanted to provide blogs in the resource page for users to read. That way they can gain resources, further explore the website, almost like getting lost in a rabbit hole in order to increase users and visits. All right, and here users can explore other resources such as purchasing or accessing free materials since parents really wanted additional support outside of sessions where the child can learn on their own or with their parents. And we feel like Literacy Expanded can provide this for the parents. And lastly, for any user who visits and wants to get involved, they can send a message to the organization or to volunteer their time with the organization. They can also apply as a tutor by attaching their resume. All right, and then lastly, here are some things that I learned. I felt that I was able to create a website that could help people succeed in what they're currently struggling with. And I feel like this group of users was completely new and different that I've never worked with before. This group was definitely not generic. That's commonly seen around, for example, millennials. And in the middle of the user research, we did have to drop another user group, which were the tutors and educators. But in the end, we felt that building this website for the parents and applying empathy design would be most effective to drive in business traffic. And lastly, having consistent communication with the client really allowed the client to trust us to redesign this successful product. And that is the end of my case study.
Great. I didn't want to interrupt you because you were perfect timing. You spent 9 minutes, so very well done. Very, very good use of the time. I have some questions.
Yes.
So you told me you work in a team. So in this case study, what did you do? Like as a just you designer, not the team, but what you were more involved in this process?
I was more so involved in the UI designs. So for example, choosing the color palette and then sending that over to the client, making sure that I have several options for the client to choose. And then once we have that, we'll apply it to the high fidelity product. And then from there, I also worked on typography with the client. So understanding which fonts she wanted. So providing her with several options that would be relative to their concerns. And then majority of the research was also done by me in terms of user interviews. So I did conduct 3 user interviews that out of the 7, and that really helped me out understanding the insights of what the users really needed, and also performing the usability test with the current website. So what was missing from the current website and what we can do to improve.
Okay, how was your communication with your client? How did you manage all this iteration in the UI, for example, when you were creating the UI?
Yeah, so I had about weekly conversations or meetings with a client, and that really helped solidify some concerns. We were also texting pretty often, so I would send her, hey, I just sent you an email of a list of colors, a list of typography. Can you please look it over and send it back to me? So emailing was a very strong factor in our communication.
So you worked in the interview process too. I'm a little surprised that you only had one persona in your case study. So normally personas is to kind of describe what are our different kind of users we have for the website. Is there any reason why you have only one persona in your case study?
Yeah, so we only wanted to focus on, we wanted to build one user that would encompass the general population of these users. We wanted this persona, this one single persona, to represent all the interviewers. And we felt like that was more of a way for us to really build empathy for just one of the users, rather than like having to build empathy for 2 users that we might not have enough insufficient information for.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Anyone has all the other? I have some comments about your presentation now, but I want to see if someone in the audience has some questions.
I have some questions. First, I really enjoy the topic, which is, I think, is very interesting topic. And I wanted to know if you had experience with design system. If you have done design system.
Are you referring to like the design process or?
No, exactly. Design system is part of the decision of typography, colors, inputs, buttons.
Yes,
that you can.
Yeah, I think the question is, did you create a design system for this website?
Are you in terms of like which colors we wanted to select, or which type of typography we chose? That was all like
the style guide then. So I think it's that the color and typography could be just the style guide, but the design system is more broad, which entails buttons, entails inputs on the other things. But otherwise, you created, let me just start the question again. You created a style guide by your own?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay,
we did create the style guide, and then encompass. In the end, we did like create a full handbook, and just for the client in the future use to pass it over to a software engineer or someone to build that for her.
Nice.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay. Anything in the chat?
How did you make the scrolling gifts? This is a question from
Okay, let's first close the presentation, and then maybe you can do some of the juicy tips about how to make the gifts in the presentation. Very good, very good. I really like the pace. It was very easy to understand what you were doing. I find it very comfortable to hear your story. Some things when you are saying what did you do, you are sharing your screen. So if you say I work in the UI, maybe go scroll to the UI and kind of show what did you do. So I have like a visual thing to see apart from your explanation. That will be nice. something else is when you are presenting the last type, the final product of the hi-fi prototype, try to connect somehow with your starting. So it's like a movie, like everything like wrap up at the end. So try to bring the interviewer to, so the things we wanted to solve is this and this. So for example, like the parents are struggling to find resources online, and this is the screen. With this screen, we are solving that. The parents were they didn't have no help in the school, so here you can see, I don't know, information related with the school support or whatever. So try to connect more the beginning of your story, what are the things you wanted to solve, and the end of your story. So it kind of I can feel all that together.
It could be in the wireframe as well.
Yeah, the explanation of the persona, I think I just asked because, as I always say, there are not wrong design decisions, as long as you can explain why did you do this decision. And yes, if you consider that you wanted to concentrate only one persona, and because of that you created one persona, I think that's fine. Anything else? Yeah, I think that's all for me. Leticia, any other comment?
I wanted to see what said your client in the final result. I would like to see in the end what was the response from them.
Oh yeah, some testimonial or something like that.
Testimonial. What was the feedback from the client? During the process as well. This is really interesting for any recruiter, any business owner.
Yeah, and when you were explaining your communication with the client, I sent the emails and all that. Try to highlight like it was a very good communication. Like the client was very happy. Try to show like you really did a good job. That will be a nice to have too.
And also, I can put the last one. Is if you are communicating, you are collaborating with others. Try to share how you collaborate with the others. Like how is your collaboration with the others, with UX or with the developers or with other designers as well, or the researchers or the business owners. How is your collaboration? Which is, in my opinion, is extremely important. Is the same level of your process, in my opinion.
Now, should I mention that the collaboration part, like down here at the reflection, and how like everything went with the team, or should I continuously mention the collaboration throughout the entire case study presentation?
Yeah, I think taking time for saying that in the case study, I think it's not a good idea. Maybe at the end, yes. Okay. This question will be there, so I think at the end you can highlight that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jenny.
Good job.
Very good job. I really like it.
Appreciate it.
Good job.
Nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so next person. I have my Notion here. Oh no, this is in my Google. Okay, Cecilia.
I'm talking and I'm mute. I was mute.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I said hello 3 times.
It happened all the time. Don't worry.
Yes.
Okay. So now you are co-host. Let's see if you can share your screen.
Okay. Well, I will share my Figma. Yes.
Yeah, and while you are preparing, please, people in the room, tell me what you think about Cecilia's presentation. If you have any questions, we want to go more than the question of how you did this, how you do that. It's like how she presented. If something was not clear, or if you feel like she spent too much time in something, whatever. Okay, something about the presentation itself, because when we have a portfolio review, you can ask more questions about details of the portfolio. Okay, Cecilia, I will start your timer, and you have 10 minutes starting now.
Okay. So hello, I'm Cecilia, UX designer based in Argentina. I've been working on this field for 3 years now, and I developed an app last year, and I use this app for my portfolio, for my case study. So this is Culta, an app for young girls between 15 and 18 years old. And it's for learn and keep track the cycle while playing. It's to help young girls understand the female body, the menstruation, the tracking of it, and the sex affective relationships. In this app, in the process of the app, I have to do the whole process. I have to do the research, the MVP, the personas, the user flow, the AI, the wireframes, the UI, and I have to do the prototype and the user testing. Because I took a course and I have to do this for the course. So what was the problem I have to solve? In the research, I found that according to the Aprender survey, 50% of young girls state this topic is not covered at their homes. So the girls can talk with their families about sex or sex affective relationships. So this, with this problem, I found a need. The youngsters seek to learn without feeling overwhelmed or lonely, you know, or even misunderstood. And the other data I found in the research was that 80% of youngsters of both genders seek to learn and know more about these issues. So for this need, I propose a solution. Educating teenage girls about these topics, facing the education from the ludic point of view to fill the void of the educational gap. So this is the proposal to solve the problem of the educational thing with these topics, you know. This is like the proposal of the game to learn about the topics. I have to do a lot of research because I didn't know how to improve the experience, the educational experience for my users in this app. So I start to do research and in another apps like Duolingo and Clue. And with Duolingo, I understand the gamification process, and I do the same. I use the gamification in my app to solve the problem, the educational problem I have. Well, what I learned with this case study. First, from the point of view with the team, that the work is collaborative. You need feedback all the time. This helps to iterate over the errors and reach the final solution of the prototype. There is a lot of things I learned. For example, I know we have to we have to improve the experience of the users in the world. But I think the ideas with a positive impact are necessary. So I have like an idea from the problem, but I didn't know the real numbers, you know. So I have to do a lot of service in my research to understand the real problems the girls have had in their lives. And that was new for me. And I learned a lot about it. And I could propose this app thanks to that service. So here I can show you a prototype. In the prototype, you have two tasks to do. You have to do two things. You can play a game, or you have to play a game, and you have to track your cycle. So you play a game, you have to choose, I'm sorry for my English. You have to choose an answer. Do you want to choose an answer? Maybe Leticia or Bliss?
Todas las anteriores.
Very good. So you level up and you go on with the game, you know. And if you want to leave the game, you can't. You have, okay, you can, but you lose the progress, you know. You have to start all over again. So this is the logic of the game. This was my prototype. And then you can go and track your cycle. You can visualize your days, the first day of your cycle and the ovulation day. You can visualize or predict the following cycles, and you can track your cycle using the filters, you know. So this is all. This is all my prototype. So thank you for your time.
That's good timing, 8 minutes. That was good. So tell me more about what are the steps in your design process? What did you do? I know you did some research, and
Yes.
then what else did you do after research?
After research, so for the AI, for example, I have to do card sorting.
Mm-hmm.
I did 3 times card sorting to understand how the girls will use the app.
Okay.
Then
what things did you do in the card sorting? Why did you use card sorting and not something else?
Because they in the course they tell me I can do whatever I want. I can do service or card sorting, and I start doing card sorting, and I didn't have much time, so I focus on one thing and go on.
Okay.
And it was for that reason.
Mm-hmm. And after the card sorting, what else you do?
Well, I have to do the AI, then I have to do, of course, I have to do the personas before card sorting. And after card sorting and research, I have to do the wireframes in low, middle, and high fidelity. I have to do the design patterns too. I have to propose the interaction between screens. And then I have to do the UI. the whole UI, you know, the colors, the buttons. I use materials. Then I have to do like the script for the testing. I have to do the user testing, and I have to do the conclusions of the testing too.
Is there any after doing all this research and user testing and all that, can you tell me about something you changed that you realized it was important and you had to change your design? Did you face some?
After doing the
So after your
testing?
first design and then you test, did you find out something? Did you change something, and why did you change it?
I didn't change anything, but I have to like approach a little bit more the game part, because the user start with the track with the start tracking their cycle, and I understand, or I think, or I thought they will be like they will use first the game, not the track. No,
okay, so
not
you
the calendar.
So you did that. You did some change there. You kind of highlight more the
yes, but I didn't change it yet. I know I have to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I have some. Okay, with that we finished the presentation. I have some tips to give you. I mean, you did the full UX process,
yes.
but I can't see it here. I mean, you jumped from what I have to do and then some screens. So I kind of missed that part of, I want to hire a UX UI designer. I want someone who understands the process and show me what do you do. I'm not looking for a graphic designer, so I need to see more process there.
Okay.
Try to think of a story. Try to feel, I mean, it's an amazing design. It's very beautiful. It's very well done. Even I can't do something so beautiful. But why should I hire you? I can out there are many people that they do beautiful designs too. So and it might do something similar to what you do. But why you were the hero here? Why what it makes you special? That's the thing you have to find in your case study. Maybe you were, I know, thinking of building something, and then after the user research, you realize like maybe you will highlight something else. So tell me about what conclusions you had in some point, and say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and I saved this product because I took this decision, or something like that. Just try to sell yourself like you are
yes,
special in something.
I didn't tell you the conclusions. I don't know why.
Okay.
But of course, I have a lot of things in my case study. I have to do like something more shorter, you know. But I think the most important thing here is I understand the user's needs, and I do a lot of research. So maybe I compress this research in one screen, but I have to understand a lot of things, like maybe the users are girls between 15 and 18, and that was a big data for me because I didn't know that. And the other things I learn and make a conclusion for me is I will have iterate over the test conclusions. I know I have to improve the idea, because there is a lot of things I didn't do for the MVP, like a female community for this app. Like this was one of the data I found in the research, but I have to do an MVP, so I can't do everything, you know.
But that's good, you know. So you were saying yeah, you used your research to realize that you needed to do something else. That's a good.
Yes,
That's a very good thing to say. Okay, that's try to look for those kind of tips.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so
something.
I have
Sorry.
a lot of data, but I don't know
it's
how
fine.
to
It's fine. It's the first time. We will do it again, so don't worry. You can try again later.
Thank you.
Just a final thing, very important. Your answer, try not to say because they asked me to do. If this was a project you did for a boot camp or for there also can be, no, I had to do it because of that I did it. Try to come out with some explanation of, oh yeah, I did card sorting because I realized that the girls, because they don't know all these difficult terms about the menstruation, so I had to understand how to organize these difficult words somehow. So I did card sorting to understand if they, I don't know, they connect with the things we were putting in the app or not something. But you have to have an explanation, no, because someone told me. Okay.
Or argument. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
We are running out of time for our third presentation. Thank you very much, Cecilia. Very good job.
Cecilia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We will do it again. So
please give me feedback.
Keep practicing. Keep practicing. Yeah, and you have any extra feedback for Cecilia, you can use Discord and you can maybe talk with her and give extra feedback too. Okay, and the last person, Sharon.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, let's see. Sharon, I have to give you co-host. Sharon. Okay, now I think you can share your screen. Yeah, there's a conversation happening in the chat about Figma. Yay.
Yeah, I use Figma to design. Is my screen there?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, that would be great.
All good. I'll start the timer now. And yeah, you can go.
I created a presentation for this, but I think you can view the everything on my personal portfolio website. Okay, sure. Hello everyone. Good evening. I'm Sharon. Thank you for being here tonight. Today I'm going to talk about a case study of mine that I had recently. So first, a very short brief introduction about myself. I'm a UX UI designer with 3-year work and education experience. You can find me on my personal portfolio or Behance and LinkedIn. Okay, let's start with my work. So the work I had is called Dr. Hippo. It's an app that brings various functions to allow patients to manage their doctor appointments, track results, and video call. As we all know, since last year, the pandemic makes every face-to-face activity very difficult. More and more clinics ask people to have a call appointment with the doctor to prevent any dangerous situations, but they don't really share a platform that enables all patients to select available doctors or time, and a lot of changes need to be done manually, like if you reschedule a time. And some clinics ask you to register on their website to fill a few questions before they really get things done. And to some people, it will feel very cumbersome and waste of time or reluctant to see a doctor. And also some information of the medical services is scattered. You find about the clinic here and you find the hospital information there. It's very complex. And current doctor and health apps mainly focus on separate functions. Like some apps, they are focusing on making appointments, and while the others focusing on consulting with a doctor. And that's how I wanted Dr. Hippo to fill this gap. So before we really get to my research phase, I want to mention about my design philosophy, which are basically two things: simplicity and straightforward functions. I know cool visual attracts attention a lot, but I always remember that the function is the most crucial thing you should do when you are designing everything. And based on that principle, I began my research with market study and some quantitative interviews on 5 potential users. Although I want to integrate multiple functions, but you have to understand, like everyone know that you can't be too ambitious. So I collect a few insights that are frequently mentioned by the interviewees, narrow down to the scope to 3 main focus in terms of the pain points, as you can see, which are the following 3 focus. How might we improve the communications between doctors and patients, and how might we provide easier access to medical services, and how might we provide all-in-one stop for information, for medical information. And persona and storyboarding help me to emphasize more on how the users will use and what scenario they will encounter, which leads to the user flow and how to set up the architecture for the app. So this is a simple user flow of Dr. Hippo. It's a simple, straightforward flow to understand the users, how they will use this app, and how they collaborate with this app. Before starting the high fidelity wireframe and prototype, the importance to create the wireframe is to help me map the key user flow and visualize the working flow of the app. More importantly, it is a good stage to gather feedbacks and make improvements. Like the appointment section, I was not sure whether, I'm not sure about how this filter should be, and I refer some comments and set up a new version about it. Normally, I like to ask feedback from potential users and my other designer friends. They have more experience than me. So now it is the interface section. I didn't put everything on it. Just like I said, I put every interface on my Behance and my portfolio website. So start from the onboarding. The onboarding will begin with 3 storytelling animations to illustrate the main purpose users can find in the Dr. Hippo. Personally, as a user, I prefer skip the sign up section. So for this, I also use a skip for it, although you can't really get access to the main function. But if you skip the register, but you still can, but users are still allowed to just browse the information on it. Home screen is quite straightforward too, with search bar on the top, shortcut functions in the main body, and navigation bar, as always, at the bottom. Here are the 2 of the 3 essential functions of Dr. Hippo, which are making appointments and checking your medical reports. Users are given more options to set up their own schedule time and reschedule, link it to their calendar, or choose the options of notifications. And the reports is just give easier access for users to check their results at home, everywhere. In the message section, at the appointment time, patients can send attachments while they're calling the doctors instead of sending pictures or reports through other email or phone attachments. The app system will keep a more privacy for users instead of through Gmail or other platforms. Profile is simple for now. A place to track your appointment history, contact with the customer service, or set up your preference. So after finishing the whole case study, I ask for feedback again and find some of the improvements that I make in the future, make or add in the future, like auto-bot replies, customized health plan, options to purchase insurance or forum groups, and many other features. So in conclusion, Dr. Hippo's main focus are on the direct message call or phone calls, easy scheduling, and all-in-one medical app. It is a good experience for me and a great experience for me to learn. And my key takeaway is, well, don't be too greedy when you design things and find crucial function you want to present. Yeah, that's basically my presentation. And thank you to everyone.
Yes, good timing too. 9 minutes.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, before I start talking, because I'm talking too much, I want to ask someone from the audience to say something about Sharon's presentation. Anyone? Remember, designers are always critics. Yeah. We are very good at critiquing. Yeah, so
I'd like to say something.
Yes, okay.
I really like the presentation, like the visuals. I'm going to talk about the visuals because it's really very nice and professional, and there's a lot of talented designers, so it's very good to see. It's exciting. It's modern. Presentation wise, I don't know. Maybe it's a bit hard to hear you. I don't know if you have your microphone, like it sounds like a bit muffled. Now it's better.
Oh, now it's better. Yeah.
Yeah. That's much better.
You can start again.
Now I just turn off my headphone and use my laptop audio. I don't know. I don't know that.
Oh well.
Sorry for that.
All right. And also it'd be nice if you could see you while you're speaking. I think it's much more human. Like you can I absorb information better when I can see this person speaking as well as the visual, because otherwise it's just more concentration. You have to like think really hard. At least I know I do.
Oh, sure. I understand that. Yeah, thanks for that. That's very good tip.
Very good tip, Priscilla. Very good.
Very good tip.
I like to provide quick feedback. Hi, Sharon. I really enjoyed your presentation and on your case study. And I also agree. It's good you took off the earpieces so I can hear your voice well. I did have like a couple of things. When you were showing some of the screens, the mobile app screens, I like the first slide of the screens. You showed some annotations on where the features are. It would be nice to see that with the other screens, because I had to like pretty much put my face on the laptop to see what the screens were looking like. And the other thing would be great is at the end of your case study, if you could provide like the reflections or what were your learning outcomes of the study you've done or the project.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. That's very, very useful.
Thank you, Sita.
Thank you.
Graham.
Yeah, I was just kind of jumping off of that. I think while you're kind of showing the screens, sort of referencing back to the research that you did to kind of show a little bit more like this is how that applies would be really great. Like you had some of the annotations in there.
Like referring back, like jump back to
not, not necessarily like go back in slides. I just mean sort of remind us and pull us through and talk about like we researched this, we found this, and then this is how that applies. To just really, I don't know, solidify that. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's also very helpful.
Nice. Thank you for the comments. Anyone else? Maybe the last person.
I have some comments. If I will be the last one.
Yes.
And in your prototype or in your designs, I didn't hear if you are focusing in the doctor point of view in the screens or in the patient, which is extremely different things.
Yes.
And the other, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's more focused on the user perspective.
Okay, but in the doctor appointment, you have two different users, a patient and a doctor. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
For this app, for current phase, it's more from the patient perspective. Like patients can see the doctor's review or just checking the doctor's appointment time. And to doctors, it's more like inner system to them, just based on my guess.
Okay. Okay. It's good to see if we can see again later on if you want the screens, because it's some details that you need to consider in terms of when this for patient. If you have done a research for patients, for example, what they care about during the onboarding, for example, could be an example. If they are going to have they receive a description, prescription for the doctor, for example, it should be a part of that.
Yeah.
Like little details that can happen in real life. And for the persona, I think you miss more information. I will prefer to have more information from frustration, motivations for personas, their situation, their value, more information from the persona, so you can understand. We can connect the entire flows with the persona. Their frustrations.
Yes.
Which is key.
Sure. And also I have more information on the persona on my website. I'll read more things, but it's the presentation, so I removed something.
Okay. Maybe a last tip. This is I'm not sure. This is how I would do it, but I will use directly my online portfolio to do the presentation. Just for two reasons. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it, but it's just my opinion. One is most likely the people in the room, they have the link at your portfolio and they took a look already at your portfolio. So if you present with your portfolio, they will know more because it's familiar for them, because they saw it already. And maybe some people might think, oh, but my portfolio has so many things, so I want to focus on something specific and I will do a special presentation. Maybe that's okay, but maybe that says like your portfolio has too much information. So your portfolio should showcase that you are the hero and you took good decisions. So if you feel like you need to do a presentation to present your case study, maybe that means like your portfolio piece is too long or it's too complicated to read. Okay, it should be very easy to read too. Yeah, but yes, I like the fact that you wanted to concentrate on something and do the presentation. I think that's fine. Yeah, I like the last part to the future improvements and why did you decide on those feature improvements. That was a very good thing to say too. Yeah, I think that's all for today. Thank you very much, Sharon, for sharing your case study.
Thank
It was
you.
very nice.
Very well made.
Very good UI.
Yeah,
very good, very
UI.
good.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. You can stop sharing your screen so we can go back to the previous.
Good job, Sharon.
Yeah.
I enjoyed your presentation.
Yeah.
Too.
Very good. I enjoyed
Good
all the
job,
presentations
Cecilia.
today. Yeah, thank you very
it
much
was
for coming to this new session. I think it worked very well. We will keep doing this. So if you feel brave, please sign up for this next meeting. Remember, next week resume review, very important. It's a career coach. They know how to do a good resume, and we will choose 2 of the resumes you will submit to our email hello@iterateux.com. So yeah, please be here. I hope to see you here next week. Anything else, Alicia? That's all?
No, this is it. It was very nice. It was the first portfolio presentation, which is, I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
This, we need to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Definitely, it is very good.
We have such a good group, no?
Yeah.
Amazing designers.
Yeah.
You are amazing, girls. Thank you for doing
my
this.
dear.
Oh, thank you.
enjoy.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, go
Thank
ahead.
you to all the volunteers too. I always keep forgetting to say, but we have a big team of volunteers behind that, and
We
because
love
of them, this is possible.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I think Victoria is here.
Victoria is also the new volunteer as well.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very good team inside community.
So, yeah, Jasmine is not here, but Jasmine made all this planning. So thank you very much.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Liz and Letitia, I'm wondering what do you guys do, or gals, women do? Like, are you teachers? Because you're just such a natural at this. It was so good. Like your critique was so on par.
Not at all. I'm a very shy person. For me, this is a big effort.
Oh wow! Doesn't seem.
I'm putting you in the spotlight. I know it.
I completely understand. You are nervous when you are doing this presenting. I will be like shitting on my pants doing this. I am horrible. So yeah, I'm really proud you can do this presentation in front of 20 people, more than 20 people in the room.
And people are doing it in their second language too, which is really hard.
Yes.
So that's very brave. So yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cecilia,
that's me. Thank you for the patience.
Yeah,
okay.
we have been there, so we know.
Yeah,
we know what it feels.
No long time ago, I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
But to answer your question, Priscilla, we are not teachers.
No,
okay.
We are just UX designers.
Oh, wow.
Working.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, actually, I feel ashamed sometimes of giving feedback because I don't feel at all an expert. Because I always ask you guys jump into it and just give feedback too, because I don't want to sound like I know too much. I really don't know too much.
I mean, for example, you can learn by doing it. You can learn by just having feedback to the others, and you can combine all those things and your real experience as UX as well.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right, very good comments in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for all the comments. We live. I'm going to sleep happy today.
That's good.
Okay.
Thank you, Liz, for doing it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
See you next week. Same time.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.